So my name is Jeff Bergman. I'm the Business Development Manager for ABB Variable Frequency Drives, and I cover the south portion of the United States territory for today. I've been in this position for about 8 years, and I really enjoy interacting with engineers and end users and the different manufacturers and that. This is a job I have intention of retiring in. I guess one of the challenging things you have in a college is you learn a lot of theory. I'm a mechanical engineer from Clemson University, and they do a very, very good job of training you and teaching you there. But the professors who take a lot of interest in you and teach you, like my thermodynamics professor was a chief in the Navy, and he taught you how boilers worked from an aircraft carrier moving a ship in the ocean. My fluids professor was a pump designer, and he taught us fluids from a pump point of view. So the experiences that I had in college kind of prepared me without even knowing about it. I started off my career in lighting. I graduated from college, went into the lighting business, and found it to be less than challenging. It wasn't really something I wanted to do, wasn't really that interesting. And then I left that position, went to go work for selling switchgear, power distribution equipment. And that's really where I got introduced to the municipal business, getting involved more with the pumping and the water and the wastewater systems. That really developed my interest into that. I kind of stumbled onto municipal, the pumping side of the business, mainly because I was selling switchgear, and that's electricity and support for panel boards and switchboards for buildings and commercial facilities. And I had a salesman there who was purely calling on the municipal business. And we would make motor control centers. We'd have these RAS pumps and WAS pumps and high service pumps and that. And it was Greek, didn't even know what those terms meant. And I started going around and visiting the different facilities, and it was kind of got dragged into it from there, working purely on the electrical side. I kind of got dragged into it. And then when I left there and went to go work in the variable frequency drives, I got much more involved with the controls and how the pumps operate in the different ways there. So I kind of went kind of in a convoluted path to the industry, but the backgrounds in the electrical and the different things, it kind of helped make me the sales experience salesman that I am today. My wife always says, "What do you do? Give me a 5-second thing of what you do." And I tell people, when you flush the toilet and it goes away, you should be happy and you should thank me. That's the best thing, because when you really try to describe, people don't always understand the infrastructure that surrounds them. They turn the water on and they assume the water's going to be there. Or they flush the toilet, they assume it's going to go away and not be anywhere where they can see it, not come back into their house. So, people don't always understand. So, depending on the type of person I'm talking to, if it's just in one of our neighbors, I just tell them, flush the toilet, it goes away, you can thank me. And you have water pressure to take a shower, and you're thrilled. And you got to keep it simple, because people don't always understand what the background is to get water and wastewater to and from their house. Being the son of an engineer, I used to take my bicycle apart and rebuild it. I did a lot of things like that. So when I was 14, in South Carolina, it was an age that you could work. You could only work like 20 hours a week, but you could work, making minimum wage. I went to work as a maintenance man at a hotel, and they had a swimming pool and the pumps there. And I did maintenance for air conditioning, general maintenance. I mean, we re-roofed the buildings. All kinds of things in a hotel. So I've always kind of had a little bit more of the technical, how do things work, how do you make things turn, and that kind of stuff, interest in there. And taking care of the swimming pool at the hotel really was very intriguing, because the pump kept failing. And at that point, you're 14 years old, and you're just reporting to the owner what the problem is. He brings in these technicians, and they're trying to do it, and they're taking it apart, and I'm like, oh man, that is awesome. To me, the most important thing to do, and the thing that I love to do the most, is to teach about the importance of how our product relates to there, but how important water and wastewater is to life. I mean, how important it is to sustain life, having clean water, taking that dirty water away from your home and processing it and turning it from dirty water into clean water and byproducts. I mean, to me, the education side is probably the biggest key. And that's the thing I love doing the most, getting in front of groups and teaching and talking. You take it for granted that you can go into your hotel or your house, turn the water on, and it's there, and it's at pressure, and it's clean. You know, the people in Flint, Michigan didn't have that luxury for a while, and that's here in a first world country. We let that happen. So yeah, the education side. You know, a lot of the people here in the industry are very much into training and those kind of things, and we all kind of agree the same. You know, because I do this a lot. I go out, ABD, we do some interviewing on the campuses and those kind of things. And I have 3 young kids also. Well, they're not younger; they're all older now. But I tell them, look for something you love to do, something you really can sink your teeth into or really enjoy. But look for a job that's going to be there for your whole life. Give you a job. You don't want to have something that's like a short-term programming class or building something. Once that project's done, that's all there is to it. With water and wastewater, I call it recession-proof. Doesn't matter how good or bad the economy is, people still go to the bathroom. They still need clean water. So it's a very robust business. And also because it's a state-funded industry, you can go to work for a city or county or municipality, get a very, very good retirement, work 30 or 40 years, get a tremendous career, and not have to move around a lot. If you don't like to move around a lot, if you want to live in the same area you're living in, maybe you find your parents are nearby and you want to stay there, you can get a very good job that pays very well, that has good hours, and it's a good career move. With good retirement, good benefits. It's just I give that advice to all of the young people I meet and talk to them. I'm like, go get your operator's license. They'll help you. They'll pay you to get your license. It's just a great thing. Depending on where you want to go in the pump industry, I mean, you can be a mechanic, you can be a welder, you can be a guy who builds them or welds them or repairs them. You can be a guy who does the design and the engineering work for the actual pump themselves, or you can design the building that the pump goes in, that it houses. I mean, there's so many layers you can get depending on what you want to do or what your interests are. In our industry, we work with maintenance guys, we work with technicians, we work with engineers who do design builds, and we work with manufacturing engineers, guys who work for the big pump companies. We work with all those different people. Each one has their own niche, each one likes what they do. And for everybody has a different personality that does the kind of job that they want to do. And not all personalities lend themselves to all those other positions. So you find the one that favors your personality and what you want to do and where you want to go with your life, and jump into it and go. In the position I do, you have to have a passion for wanting to help people. I mean, I'm out here to help an engineer with a design. I'm out here to help an end user with a problem he or she has. So you got to want to help, but you've also got to have a technical understanding of where they are, what things are important to them. When I go and talk to an electrical engineer, he doesn't really care about a power bill, or the guy who runs the facility does care about the power bill. So you have to know what to talk about, who to talk to, what to talk about to them. So you kind of have to tailor your presentation. You have to tailor what you're saying and make it interesting to that person, but make it relative to what they're doing or what they're needing in there. So yeah. I've been doing water wastewater for 30 years, and I can remember doing some small lift stations. But I think the ones that really come to mind are the ones where we've been able to go out and solve a problem, putting in the product and making the problem go away is probably one of the best ones. We had up in Chicago, we had a well. It was an older well, and what was happening is they would turn the pump on very quickly, and it would get a lot of silt up from the bottom of the well, and it would put that into the water. And you don't want to drink water with debris in it. So what we did is we put one of our variable frequency drives on it, and it slowed it down, and it brought it up very slowly, and we didn't have that debris, suspended solids in the water. So, that's just one of the little things like that. But anything that you can solve a problem for not just an engineer, but for an end user, somebody who really needs it. So I don't know that with my strong electrical and mechanical backgrounds, you could really find that getting it from a university. You might be able to, even a technical school. I'm not really sure, because the experiences make you who you are. They really help you with your education and your expertise and your interests. Selling switchgear and power distribution equipment gave me the electrical background and understanding of how electricity gets from the utility side to make the pump work. And then I understood better how the controls control the pump. So putting those together kind of made they kind of helped me, but those two backgrounds would be typically jobs you wouldn't normally find in a company.